Good morning, everybody. My name is Gregory Sampson. I'll have the pleasure over the next 10-15 minutes to run a quick demo of the market data entry tool. I'm really sorry for not making it for this workshop, but I'll be here in the afternoon. So as Joe already mentioned, I'm going to be showcasing the first version of the market data entry tool, which is a joint initiative between Feeble, SSI, ITC, and which has been funded by the SECO. It's an interactive tool which enables the users to collect market data, and the process is actually in 4 steps. There's the data collection stage, which is currently being run by SSI and Feeble. Then there is the data entry stage, a data review, and a data sharing application. So data collection right now within the market data entry tool, you can collect data against 41 indicators. These are like the maximum number of indicators you can collect data against, and those were discussed once again in between SSI, Feeble, and ITC in order to provide a common framework for data collection. In terms of the variables of data capture, we collect information against 200 countries, up to 400 products, against multiple VSS, and all of these fields are actually harmonized across different databases. So now let's actually jump into the data entry phase. Up until now, the data entry was actually being carried out making use of an Excel spreadsheet, as you can see on the screen right now. But with the market data entry tool, we're taking this to a whole new level. So right now, I've just switched my screen. I'm actually in a web browser, and I'm showing you the home page of the market data entry tool. As you can see, it requires some credentials to enter it. Right now, I'm going to use my own credentials to enter. There are 2 types of rights to actually access the data. There's admin rights and external user rights. Right now, I'm going to show you what an admin user can do. That is to say, the admin user has an overview over all of the information which is in the market data entry tool and has access to all of the more advanced functionalities. An external user, that would be a standard initiative that would come in, to actually quality check the information that was entered within the system, would not see as many reports and as many functionalities. In any case, from the home page, there is a username, a password. I click on login. I want to go to my reports, and I kind of get my main dashboard. This is the full repository of information of the different reports I'm working on right now. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about the drop downs that are made available, the type of report, the status of the report, the languages, etc., because this is very much an admin function which an external user, a VSS, would not see. In any case, as part of the data collection, data entry stage, what we will do on our end is actually select a report type. That is to say, whether it's SSI or Feeble, as these 2 organizations might have different needs when it comes to the indicators against which they want to enter some information. SSI has about 12, whereas Feeble wants to go the full way up to 41 indicators. This may well change based on the next steps. So if I take a report type SSI, I will give it a name, standard A. Then I can assign a user who would be able to review the data. So that is to say, a VSS that might be in a situation to actually quality check the information. I'll just take GAA, and then I create my version. Once I've got this, I have the document that is made available. I can view the information, have a new version of it, a duplicate. I won't go into those details as I don't have time right now. An import-export. As you'll see, one of the main features of the system is that you can work in this environment, then move everything into Excel, make some changes, and re-import the information in here. In any case, let me open the report for standard A I have just created, and it looks as such. There again, the whole approve, edit header, compare would not be appearing under the external user. So information is broken up in 3 columns. We kind of, ITC made use of the standards data entry tool to kind of map all of this based on the experience we had collected along the way. And information here is collected against 3 pillars, so to speak. there is the general information tab. So that's the information that we will be using in order to know, which standard body we're actually collecting information against. So there'll be the name, the acronym, headquarters, country, information about the data reviewer of the VSS. That is to say, who is actually doing the quality check. Then there is a whole data methodology section. And this is really important because that's where the VSS can actually give some general feedback as to the methodology that was used. Of course, it's difficult to take, different methodologies or ways in which data was captured and then to dump it into such a system. So then there will be some specific questions as to the geographic scope, product scope, time horizon, the year coverage of the data, the year when the data was reported, multi-certification, etc., etc. So the users can actually click and provide some specifications. Now, moving on into the second step of the data methodology, this methodology, these extra information can be given for specific indicators, right? So you can say, listen, for this indicator, that's the methodology I use. And at a second step, also give some feedback that goes beyond the methodology. That is to say, listen, we've done this, we've done that. So you have to take this into account whenever you are reviewing the data. So if I jump into data indicator, I can select the indicator set that I want to provide some feedback against, whether it's production, trade, multiple certification, that's for SSI specific, and you can give any feedback pertaining to production volume, let's say. And to the right of the screen, you also have the definition of what this indicator actually means. Finally, at the bottom of the page, you have a data sources, and that's where you can provide all of the sources of the data that was provided together with a functionality to upload the information. Now jump into data input. That's probably the most interesting part, so to speak. So that's where data can be captured. There again, I repeat, data can be captured in two ways and reviewed in two ways, right? So it's either making use of this web-based environment or making use of Excel spreadsheet, exporting some templates, entering the data, and re-importing the data within here. Right now, I'm just going to show you how it would happen on the web interface. So you first have some filters that enable you to select some products. You can select your geographic scope, the country of interest, and there again, the indicator set. So for production, I've got all of these ones in front of me. If I was to switch to trade, I would have export volume, or multiple certification, I would have extra sets. So I will be working from the production indicator set. I can use a product. There again, this is just a demo. So I've taken SSI with the following indicators, products, sorry. So I can select cocoa beans. I can select a given product, a given country, such as Côte d'Ivoire, and then I can enter the data. So as you can see that all of the indicators, production volume, volume sold, area fully converted, etc., the unit of measurement, and the time series, the years against which I can actually record this data. If I wanted to provide information for production volume, I would click in the cell, include a number. I would do the same across the different time span. And as I do this, you can see that there is a metadata that actually automatically comes up. And here for each of the individual points, you can say that the document that was provided was document X, and the comment I've got is as follows. You can save your metadata, and you can then move on to the next point. So you can run this analysis, finally save your data, and you can select, let's say, another product, and there again, run through the same system scenario, enter some information here, you save the data, metadata, save the data, and you have information. The information that you have captured is also available in the index. That means you don't have to browse through all of the reports. You do have the fields against which data was being captured. So the product, the region, you click on select, and you can review it. So this is kind of the interactive way of entering the information. The beauty of the system, once again, is that you can actually import or export the data. So if I were to select standard A, I could select the product, region, and indicators that I actually exported as part of my Excel spreadsheet. So far I've only been interested in cotton beans and cotton lint. I don't need to export all of the countries, otherwise I'll end up with a massive spreadsheet, as one can imagine. And you know what? I'm not interested in all of the indicators. I only want to review those three, or actually only want to input data against those three. So I click on export, and there an Excel spreadsheet will be generated. As you can see at the bottom of the screen right now, I will click on it. It will open it on a different screen. Okay, let me just bring this in. Okay, and as you can see now, sorry, I'll just try to, okay. Good. And as you can see, there will be all of the fields against which data was being captured that are being represented here. So had I entered, the title of the standard, a general description, standard organization, etc., all of the information would be appearing in here under the data column. But I didn't do this during this demo. If I move down the screen, then I actually get to the data entry stage, right? And as you can see right now, the sheets can also be cleaned a little bit, but there was data that was entered against the following product: cocoa, the country, Côte d'Ivoire, and with the following against the following indicators: production volume and production volume, etc., for both cocoa and cotton lint. What I can do at this stage is either modify the information that was entered or add some more, right? I had selected 2 extra indicators. I could say, listen, I actually want to enter some information against production volume, area certified. So there again, I can enter my data here, capture it. Oh, I'll do something quick. I will save it. Yes. And then I can re-import it within the market data entry tool. And this will actually show up as part of the web platform. I don't have much time. I will be here this afternoon, so if you have any questions or if you want me to showcase this to you, I'd be more than happy to do so. And really, the message that I want to put across is that out of all of the feedback that we will be collecting, we're going to be making a new version of this market data entry tool. It has been fully tested by SSI and Feeble over the past few months. They have provided some excellent feedback. We'll be working on it as of next Monday. We have an IT team that has already been booked to improve the platform. So by hopefully mid-February, we will have a new demo, a new system to actually share with you for the whole data collection and data review. So thank you very much.